Can't help themselves. Joining us now to talk about it, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, welcome, ma'am, as always. You know, look, we know the Supreme Court said loan cancellation is unconstitutional. They've said it several times. We know that the Bidens are going to cancel as many loans as they can. But there's a new one. I just, because you're here, this just broke a new one. If you have any hardship at all, if you might default your loans in 2 years, however one's going to judge that, whatever it is, mortgages, credit cards, student loans, they're going to give it away. They're going to cancel it. All this with no constitutional Supreme Court authority. And as you know, it just happens to be a couple days before election. I'm sure that's not a coincidence. What do you think?
I think you're exactly right. They are back to buying votes. And in the middle of the early vote, they are doing this and saying they're going to do it even without congressional consent, without the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has told them no, they have no authority, and we have not appropriated the money, so they cannot do it. But, you know, think of it like this. The coastal elites get their loans forgiven. You have illegal immigrants that get health care, flights, phones, shelter, and clothing, and the taxpayers are getting the bill to the tune of billions of dollars every year for this.
So I just think we looked at some of these numbers. They're just estimates. Probably this new tranche would cover 20%. They're talking about 8 million people. And believe me, you know, the education department people, there isn't a single body in that department that knows about an income statement or a balance sheet or creditworthiness. So they're just going to give it all away. And it's going to come to a lot more than 8 million people.
That's right.
I mean, I just think it's a scandal. Somebody should scream about it. And I know here you are on the show, and I thought, okay, this is one of your favorite topics. Now, I have topic 2. We'll go back to immigration. Here's Mr. Trump and our reporter, Bill Malugin, talking about Kamala Harris on immigration. Take a listen, please.
She said during that town hall she believes they've handled the border correctly. CNN pressed her on it. Would you have done anything different? Do you regret anything? And she said, quote, I think we did the right thing.
Wait a minute. That she's handled it correctly?
Correct.
She said that?
She said that. She said, quote, I think we did the right thing.
We allowed 21 million people in. We allowed 13,099 murderers. We allowed mental institutions from all over the world. If she said that, look, she's a grossly incompetent person. And if she said that, they had the worst border in history.
Can you imagine? So she did say that. Even Mr. Trump was surprised. Yes. Malugin was reporting it correctly. Now, it just seems like Kamala Harris is making no excuses. There's no cover-up. She's for an open border altogether.
That's right. Yes, that is their policy, is an open border policy. They're good with that. 10.8 million illegal aliens on their watch, 2 million known gotaways. We don't have a number on the unknowns, of course. And you've got the nearly 400 terrorists, 99 of which are somewhere in this country. We do not know where. You've got thousands of gang members. You've got thousands of convicted criminals that have been turned loose in this country, tens of thousands of Chinese nationals. And on top of this, you have the drug smugglers who are bringing in fentanyl by the pound, and it is killing Americans. And Kamala Harris has no plan at all. She cannot tell you what she would do to secure the border, even though the Border Patrol, who, by the way, she has not really had many conversations with them, they will tell you they need 3 things. They need a better barrier, which is a wall. They need better technology. They need more officers and agents in order to properly secure that southern border.
So, new news, somewhat new news. You may know about this, though. Nearly 1 million, just short of 1 million illegals have never had any adjudication with respect to the asylum policies of testing, which are really not testing. But they've never had any adjudication whatsoever, no paperwork. So nearly 1 million of them are here. They just let them go. I mean, some people are calling it a quiet amnesty. What you think about a quiet amnesty? What you think about no adjudication?
Yeah. Well, and look at this. You've got these people that have come in on flights, that have come in on parole. You have people that have gone to the CBP One app. And Larry, what they've done is to just let them in and let them go. On top of this, you have the tens of thousands of children that they have lost track of that were in HHS custody that they cannot find. They do not know if they are dead or alive, or if their sponsors are abusing them, or where these children are. The point of the whole thing is this. The Biden-Harris border policy has been an open border. They are good with that. They have prioritized that by giving them benefits, by making it easy, and making certain that they placed this, an open border, at the top of their to-do list. And do we think Kamala Harris would ever secure that border? Absolutely not. She has no plan.
That's the key point. You know, at the end of the day, what you just said, I think, is kind of what Mr. Trump was saying. He was so surprised. At this point, they're making no bones about it, Senator. We're for open borders. We're not going to do a darn thing. She's even stopped, talking about that goofy amnesty citizenship bill back in 2021 that they put in that couldn't even get Democratic support. I mean, no bones about it. And just the last point, Senator, I see people writing about this. They're saying this is not only an open border, it's a trafficking policy of all kinds, for kids, for girls, for sex, for drugs. That's what this whole thing is. It's about trafficking.